Dean explained it to me, and I can't remember a fucking thing about them. They're completely unremarkable.
What? The Paw Patrol guys?
Fucking Paw Patrol motherfucker. There's like 8 of them up there. 3, 6 of them? And the weird kid with the electrocuted hair?
Yeah. What is with the electrocuted hair with this anime stuff?
It's almost like he's...
There's no way your hair looks like that.
That's a lot of
work.
It's a lot of product.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're recording.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Koreans like to put a lot of product in their hair like that. They would go, what? Almost like they literally put like gel in their hair and then jumped out of a fucking building.
Okay. Should I cut this part out?
I'm just kidding.
I'm like, we're recording, and you immediately start making fun of Koreans.
I'm making fun of them. I always like to think paying a tribute to. I'm not making fun of anybody.
I don't know. Okay, it sounded derogatory. Maybe it's just the way I took it.
I sound like a racialist?
A little bit. Oh, you know what it is? It's been so long since we talked and did the show. I'm looking at something. I don't know if we did it already.
What?
Do you remember when we did the multipods?
Yes, multipods, yeah. So you said that was what our podcast was about.
Yeah, no, but I didn't like, we both didn't like the way it sounded.
Yeah,
it sounded pretentious.
Pretentious and a bit like we were talking about whales because of pods. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like we kind of didn't like the name. So now I looked it up to see if there's some more formalized name.
Okay.
Because I think someone just coined that term. And it still sounds a little pretentious. Will you tell me, is this more pretentious or less pretentious?
I will tell you.
A polymath.
It sounds like you have more than one wife.
Polymath.
Polymetholist.
Polygamist, you think?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
The
Polygamist
polymath.
Sounds like almost. You know what it sounds like when somebody says, I have a boyfriend, but I'm poly? Which means, like, she's allowed to sleep with other people, I guess, or something? Is that what a polyamorous? Isn't everyone polyamorous, though?
Wait, well, where'd you I'm sorry, you threw me off with that whole thing. Where did you get, what was that?
You said poly.
Yeah, no, but who are you doing this now?
I was saying there's this whole polyamorous thing, which basically just means they're allowed to fuck other people.
I didn't hear this.
You never heard of polyamorous?
I've heard the word polyamorous, but you're acting like it's a thing now. It's a thing now?
Because I'm a poly, but identify as a shim.
So which is it, more offensive or less offensive? Not offensive. You got me thinking of offensive. More or less pretentious?
I don't know.
Multipod.
Multipod sounds scientific.
Polymath doesn't sound scientific.
Sounds pretentious.
Polymath is worse, maybe.
Yeah, because it reminds me of, like I said, that whole poly. I'm like, I don't care who you fuck.
Poly? You think of that? Like if I say polyester.
Because it just sounds like...
If I say polyester, you think that? Or polygon?
There are certain phrases that drive me nuts. And one of them right now is
poly.
I'm full on.
Full
What
on.
the fuck is the term I heard? Somebody said the other day, I'm like, seriously low key, not even kidding with you. I'm like, seriously low key? Get the fuck out of my face. Like, someone walked
up to you and just said this to you?
No, I heard somebody having this conversation. Seriously low key, I said, get the fuck out of my face. I'm like, that's no part of that is low key if you're telling somebody to get the fuck out of your face.
I don't know.
She was low key driving me nuts, yo. I hate that because
she doesn't listen to the show.
Who? She who? Shim?
The person you're describing.
Polly. I don't know. I'm making up a fictitious.
I didn't say she, did I?
You didn't. I said Shim.
Oh, Shim.
It covers both.
So it was your birthday, right?
My birthday?
When was it?
In December.
Your birthday was in December.
Yeah, every year.
Oh, no, that's just why I have birthday written down. That's why I'm looking at it, I'm like, this doesn't sound right.
It's your birthday?
No.
Who?
You're from Florida. It's not that your birthday.
What are you talking about? Holiday Florida?
No, I wanted to play with you the Florida Man game.
The Florida Man game?
Do you know what the Florida Man game is?
Never heard of it before.
Okay, you go into Google.
Okay.
You Google your birthday without the year.
Okay. The full month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like December, say, 12th.
Okay.
and then you put Florida Man. And then you read the results. That's the Florida Man game.
All right, so just... And then number or spell it out?
Space, then the number.
And then Florida Man.
And then space, Florida Man. I want to say to put it in quotes, but it wasn't said to put Florida Man in quotes. I think you should put Florida Man in quotes.
Auto-corrected. Oh, Jesus. What am I looking for here? Florida man killed in-laws, ordered pizza, police say.
On December 12th. There you go.
Miami Herald.
Wait, what did he do? Wait, read it again? 12th.
Nearly killed Jamie's parents, identified as a 51-year-old Laura Ivanek.
Wait, what did he do? What was it?
Florida man killed in-laws, ordered pizza. Jesus Christ. Is that put in?
Well, I don't know why we're laughing at that. That sounds horrible.
What did you get when you put in?
We'll put in mine. Put February 5th. Florida man.
Jesus Christ. Killed his parents and he was like, you know what?
I'm going to order a pizza.
February what?
5th.
5. 5 or?
February 5, sorry.
All right. February 5, Florida man. Florida man throws toilet through school board building window in Illinois and is arrested sitting on another toilet. That's crazy.
It's a great game, man.
But here's what I wonder about this game. Is it about the date, or is it just about that Florida has some of the most batshit crazy fucking crimes?
That's what it's about.
Because
it's about Florida, people from Florida are out of their minds, dude, and that's kind of like a proof.
Oh wait, hold on.
I mean, it's not really proof. It's a fun game, but people point to it like, all right, well, if they're not created in Florida, then they'll tell you to do this game.
A Florida man was arrested in Illinois on February 15th after he allegedly threw an old toilet at the Board of Education building in East St. Louis.
He threw a toilet at the Board of Education building.
This motherfucker drove to Illinois.
He drove to Illinois to do it.
And then threw a toilet, because he's a Florida man.
Right, he's from Florida. He drove to Illinois to throw this toilet.
To throw a toilet through the Board of Education window. And then is arrested sitting on another. And I'm assuming it's either a Board of Education window or a toilet.
Right.
I'm thinking it's a toilet.
It's not great English, but yeah, you're right. It could be. I'm assuming it's another toilet, too.
Florida man arrested after threatening to kidnap Lana Del Rey at Orlando concert.
Oh, yeah. And you didn't have to just stop at the first result. There's multiple results.
Here's one that gets really dark. Florida man arrested for sending sexual messages to a 14-year-old.
Okay, well...
Forced 5-year-old.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay.
Shit. You can't go like 5 or 6 links down because it really does progressively
It gets worse.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm going down the spiral.
There's got to be some sort of Google filter there.
Holy Jesus. Fucking people, man. The fuck's wrong with them?
Yeah.
Hold on, I just want to check what Lucas's would be. Just to see that it's something different and it's not everything about.
Go ahead, read it. What is it?
Drunk, shirtless Florida man arrested after shoveling spaghetti. Drunk, shirtless Florida man arrested after shoveling spaghetti in his mouth at Olive Garden.
You can't even read it.
That's unbelievable, dude.
I can't believe you never played. You're from Florida. I can't believe you never played this game.
No, because this was just life to me. I'm sure. My God, it really is the craziest. The craziest.
Sorry, I hit my cable.
The craziest headlines I've ever read in my life, and I'm like,
it's great stuff.
I just been plugging in different people's birthdays because I can't believe that it's not some kind of Google algorithm
that's messing with us?
Yes, because I can't believe... All right, this is the next one. Oh, jeez.
I think it's great stuff.
A Florida man was cited after authorities found an illegally poached gator foot stuck in his dashboard.
He had it stuck in his dashboard?
Florida man calls 911, apparently hallucinating on meth.
There you go.
The Miami Herald is really... It's either the Orlando Weekly or the Miami Herald. But Florida man cited after authorities found an illegally poached gator foot stuck into his dashboard.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's nuts. I don't know. I've never done that before. It's unbelievable.
So yeah, that's a freaking good game.
No, that's funny. Yeah, that was funny.
And so that was my my notes.
That's all the notes.
We've done all. That was all the notes. Oh wait, the list? No,
the list has been hashed and.
Start here, putty like. That's the multi-pod stuff. Then I got the teen beating up the 81-year-old MAGA guy. Same list. I have an ad here. I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, you haven't done your second ad yet.
No, I'm not going to read that ad.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw the money away.
I mean, can we afford to throw away money? We have no sponsors. Do we have any sponsors?
No. No, we don't need sponsors.
We have at least one listener.
What do you mean?
The one guy.
I was about to say we got another country, actually.
Oh, what country?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia?
Yep.
I'm almost sure someone will get their head cut off or something that we said. Did they cut off heads? I think they cut off heads.
I don't know. Okay. I mean, no, the Saudi Arabia do it? I don't know. I think, yeah, probably, right? I don't know. That's a good question.
There's some head chopping.
Okay. So that one person that used to listen until now.
It could be somebody in the military.
It could be. Could be someone stationed there.
Stationed there.
Yep. Okay.
I don't have anything against Saudi Arabia. Nothing. I've been in that area.
Okay.
They wouldn't let my ship land there, but I've been in that area. It's okay.
All right.
Nothing against those guys. It's cool.
Okay. So cool. Them,
those people.
We got. I think at least one listener there. I think.
Okay. Yep. Well, welcome.
Yes, welcome. Saudi Arabia.
Don't tell anybody that you listen to us, bro.
Unless you're stationed there.
Well, whisper it. You can probably whisper it. I don't.
Maybe just use headphones.
Maybe, yeah. Sign language, like semaphore.
Yeah.
Make it like.
Yeah. And just, don't get yourself into trouble.
Yeah.
And leave a review.
Stay safe out there, everybody.
Leave a review.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of 5 stars.
I tried to do that and not laugh, but after I said it, I just thought it was too funny. Sometimes I think I make myself laugh.
I think that's all that's important. I'm just saying, if you leave a review, start off with, I live in Saudi Arabia, but I don't care what their laws are. I still like Doomsday Doobie-Doo.
You want him to do that?
No, I actually want everyone, no matter where they live, to start it off like that.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's like a place marker. Like, we know this is one of our reviews. And a listener who's like, definitely listening.
Well, I think I missed something.
Because I want every review to start with, I live in Saudi Arabia and I don't care about their damn
Every
laws.
review?
No matter where they're actually from.
Oh, we have to put wherever they're from.
But I want it to lead with that every time.
Okay.
I live in Saudi Arabia. Because I don't know they listen to the show.
We'll start to be able to identify them as by country. Because there aren't enough in each country.
No, but I don't want them to say, I want them to say Saudi Arabia no matter where they live.
Oh, no matter where they live, put Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, because it means they listen to the show. You see what I'm saying? Because they would only do that if they knew.
They would only know to write Saudi Arabia because we mentioned it?
Because I said it.
I got you.
Because they're not just like I don't want somebody to casually review.
I don't know. It took me a long time to get there, but
probably
I got
made
there.
Almost no sense.
I got there. Sorry. What were we talking about before we got off on that subject? We just finished the Florida Man game.
We were talking to Florida Man, yeah.
And then you said something. And then I said something.
Yep. That's usually how it works.
Oh, you read about the alligator and the dashboard?
Yep.
Is that the last one?
That was pretty much it, yeah.
That's it. That's our show, folks.
Okay.
Reddit 50/50. Did we cover that last time?
What was 50? I don't think so.
No? No. It's an algorithm, I guess, or it's a script that runs on the page.
Mm-hmm.
You upload 2 different pictures and 2 different titles. So it may be cat playing with the ball of yarn, and then like a line, and then let's say guy decapitated in a car accident.
Oh, jeez.
And you click on that link, you have a 50/50 chance of seeing each of those pictures. So it's like you don't know what you're going to see. The image just pops up. It'll either be a cat playing with yarn or a guy missing his head.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's called 50-50. I've played it. It's fun. It's weird. Because there's some things there that like you don't want to see. And I haven't really seen many of those, luckily. I got a bunch of cats with yarns. And you're never so happy to see a cat with yarn when you're worried about, like, oh, now I see what
that's like Russian roulette with the internet.
Right.
Yeah, Jesus.
With mental imagery.
Yeah, I don't know that. That's
no. And so no on the polymath. And man, that was on my notes. Also, why? Well, I'd like to apologize to our listeners for missing some shows, but we've been going through. I don't know. I've been going a couple of things. I had to go to the doctor again, but this isn't why I didn't go onto the show with you guys. Am I making any sense?
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. You're saying that you went to the doctor, but that's not where we didn't record because of our obligations that we have, right? Not because of the doctor, because you were sick.
It's tough, but we always get back together, right? Yeah.
No, we promise that we won't go too long between producing episodes.
Yes.
Of this kind of gold comedy that you're listening to.
Yeah. Well, for the past 2 weeks, I've been completely MIA, so I haven't even wrote down any notes. I had the Florida Man game, which was pretty goddamn good.
No, I think
the polymath, you selected polymath as being
pretentious.
Yeah.
I prefer multiple.
We discussed Reddit 50-50. Yeah, so I had some things down, but not a week's worth of stuff.
Well, I mean,
and usually I think we have usually a little more to say.
Well, I mean, a couple things that we can talk about.
Well, I want to talk about my meningitis, or whatever the hell it is, I guess.
Well, what was your ailment that you were at the doctor for? Your meningitis?
I thought you were kidding about meningitis.
No, I was. But you said you went you had to go back to the doctor.
No, my skin. If I touch my skin, it hurts.
Oh. And did he look at you like you were fucking crazy?
No, well, yeah, I had that bite, and I wanted to check for Lyme disease. So.
Oh, is that you thought you had Lyme?
Yeah, I was getting shivers. Which that went away.
But did you have the ring pattern? Did you have the ring pattern?
No, but it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and I've been a big expanding bite. And that ended up being pretty large. And then it faded away, so I ignored it because I saw it getting better. And then, I was just getting, after a while, maybe that was, 3 weeks ago, but now, I'm feeling, cramps in my hand and my neck and my shoulders. And I was feeling it in my back and my legs. I was feeling weak, shivering. I had all the Lyme disease things, and I went.
Yeah. And what did they say?
Well, I don't. Yeah, they did the test on Saturday, not tomorrow. But
hopefully you don't have that, because I hear that's fucking debilitating, dude. That goes on and on and on.
Well, for 21 days of antibiotic, they have strong antibiotics. He said, if you have it. But yeah, maybe some people don't. I think that. It remains, and then they call it something syndrome or whatever.
Yeah. And it comes back around, but that's a bummer. We're not going to talk about that. Hopefully, that's not.
Yeah, but that wasn't something that's fun to talk about, I guess. I'm all right. I'm cool.
Well, as you know, because your kid went, I went and saw.
I know.
Endgame.
I know. Well, that's one of the other.
Has he spoiled it? Did he spoil it for you?
What?
Did he spoil it for you?
No, he hasn't.
I won't spoil it for you either, because I got to go back again, because I went with a bunch of kids, and I was interrupted the first couple 15 minutes, and I really sat back down to what the fuck is going on, because it's really a crazy movie.
Uh-huh.
But it's so satisfying, and just 22 movies of storylines and characters and everything else, and it really is super satisfying and fun to fucking watch. Amazing to look at. I don't know that it other people have said it. I'm not saying what other people haven't said, but it's going to be studied for a long time as far as how to really conclude something in a satisfactory way,
which is pretty rare.
It is, because most shows are disappointing. I'm sure you've seen enough about, even though you don't watch Game of Thrones, that people are.
Yeah, some people aren't happy.
Oh yeah, and I'm not excluded. I think it's fun. It's very fun to watch, but as a fan of the books and the story, I'm just like, it's really fucking lazy storytelling in like the most epic proportions, with just a huge budget.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does did all the books come out already? Or do they hold the books back?
He hasn't written them yet. He's working on the 6th book of a 7-book series. Yeah.
Wait, so you could read Game of Thrones, though.
You could read most of it, but where they are now is beyond where the books are.
Okay.
And the story was that George R. R. Martin, or Jar, as we refer to him, Jar Jar Martin, because Misa, right? Game of Thrones books. But
that's mean.
It is mean. But he told them how it ends. Now I don't know what the fuck that means, and they're kind of working towards it, but they don't. Cinematically, there's some really cool stuff to look at, but from a content perspective, it's pretty lazy storytelling at times. My opinion.
Well, then, so he's not writing these, though.
No. He would periodically direct an episode, and he was creatively involved. I mean, obviously, most of it is his story, but we reached a point, I think it was before last season, like, Natalie would always look at me and be like, what's going to happen? And I'm like, I know. I'm like, I have no fucking idea. Like, for a while there, they were giving everybody what they wanted, and then now it turned into something weird, so I don't know. I'm not unhappy with it, and I have the books to fall back on. They will hopefully get done at some point.
That's some hefty reading, right?
It's in
terms of volume.
I think there's been bigger, but lots of characters, lots of depth to it, and he's just very meticulous about his writing, so he really takes his fucking time. And tries stuff out with people. Like, he'll read stuff out aloud, and if it doesn't work the way he thinks it should work, he'll fucking shit can the whole thing. So,
right. Well, it's got to be like a lot of pressure, like having to come. Like, imagine you wrote the first, say, 6 seasons of Game of Thrones, and there's like all this amazing stuff, and then you have to bring it to a conclusion. And as you're trying to end the thing, trying to figure out a way to end it, you have this massive following. You have all these expectations now.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how is he going to possibly write an ending that everyone was going to like? Something wasn't going to happen. It's way too much hype, way too many fans
for him. But you know what though? It's almost the best situation because he can see something play out and be like, I'm not even going to go in that direction. He kind of has the benefit of that. And I think 5 or 6 years after it, the dust settles from the show, the book readers they'll have a short memory about things. I treat it like a completely different thing because it's just parts of it that aren't even close to what the books are.
Okay. So it's its own thing.
It is. And I do the same thing with The Walking Dead. The comic book and the TV show diverged a long time ago. So it's almost like 2 different stories. And I get to live the same characters, but 2 completely different storylines. It's almost like a parallel dimension.
There you go. You get to experience it 2 ways.
Yep.
That's nice.
So no, it's really the best of both worlds. I'm cool with it. I'm not like goofy fucking fanboy about it, but yeah, Endgame's great. I'm anxious to go see it again while it's at the theater. I think I have to.
It hasn't been spoiled for me yet. I really have no idea how it ends, but should we? And I'm like,
well, if you had to guess,
I was going to act out the ending of Endgame that I haven't seen or know about yet.
Dude, I did the
Doctor
movie,
Strange has to be pivotal.
Well,
because he gives away the time thing.
Well, he knows what the ending is.
Right.
Yeah.
He saw the one possibility.
Yeah, he saw the one possibility all the way to the end to know that it worked. So yeah.
Right.
Now I think that you'll like it because everything it doesn't give you right off the bat. It blows your fucking mind of like you think. How do you think Endgame ends in your mind? Like, what? Don't give me the details, but like, what's the climax of the story? I mean, the climax of Endgame is they blank. What do?
They win.
They win, but they defeat who?
Oh, well, yeah. They don't have to defeat Thanos.
But you would think at some point they fight Thanos, right?
Or that they meet Thanos.
They have to.
I would think that if I had to guess in the story, I would think that they would, yeah.
They met him.
Okay.
And they killed him. They defeated him. They vanquished him. He wins. Like, but they fight in some way, right?
Yeah, I would think. But they don't in the movie? You're ruining it for me.
I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not ruining it for you. I'm just saying you would think that is the climax of the movie.
Right. But it's not.
No.
Right.
But yet it is.
All right. Stop.
I'm going to stop you. But you need to go fucking see it.
Okay.
So we talk about it because I'm interested in what your take is on it because you have a completely different take. But my personal opinion, I wasn't disappointed. I was in tears at times of it, and just happy tears, and there's sad tears, and it's an emotional journey. I'm as you know, fully vested in the universe.
Yeah.
But it's everything that I want the Rise of Skywalker to be when it comes out, and that the Rise of Skywalker kind of needs to be.
Yeah, it does. I don't know, though.
And, so I can't say anything else till you see it. So
I got to go see it.
You got to go see it, yeah. Even if I got to drag your ass out and just you and I go.
Yeah, it's, with the kids, I know, well, Nicholas saw it already, though, now. So that's good.
Yeah.
So, it's just Lisa and I got to just, kind of sneak out.
Yeah.
Get babysitter and go.
Yeah, and it's long, dude.
It's 3 hours.
More than 3 hours.
And I like to pee a lot, I'm worried about that.
Well, there's lulls. You can kind of feel them at times, but it moves quickly. I'm not going to say it feels like 3 hours.
Right. Okay.
Because once I sat down, I wasn't getting up. It was just solid the whole way through. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to watch. I got to get to it. Yeah. I want to see it. I really do. But I don't think I'm as vested as you, like the Captain America movies I told you.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm not too high on. And then, so I missed those. And I might have missed one of the Civil War ones.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't think you need all of that. I was thinking about it because I was thinking about, I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but we talked about Star Wars and how vested we are in Star Wars. And we talk about the original series. We're talking about 6 hours worth of movies, right? And we're invested in those characters.
Right.
But it's because we probably watched it a million times. I mean, I know I watched it a million times. And then you think about Star Trek, where Star Trek, the original series, was a TV show that was on like a episodic, significant amount of episodes. I mean, an hour an episode. I don't know how often it was when it was live. I didn't watch it live, but I would watch it every day. I felt like
Star Trek,
yeah.
Yeah, it was on at night. I want to say like right after dinner, like 7 o'clock, channel 11, something like that.
See, I had it on at like 5 on.
Oh, maybe it was earlier.
I would watch it
maybe right before dinner.
Maybe right before dinner, yeah. And I could watch it. You watch one every day, and I don't know if that's how they came out, but there were hundreds of episodes of Star Trek.
It felt like it, but they weren't.
Weren't there?
No.
How many episodes are there? I mean, more than. But
the exact number, I think it was like 60 something.
I guess my point is, though, is that if Star Wars gave us 6 episodes with these characters that we're so fucking vested in, Star Trek gave us a significantly amount of that in the TV show, and then they made the movies. So as far as the characters are concerned, you knew what Spock would and wouldn't do. You knew Bones fucking by heart, what he was going to say and when he was going to say it. You knew, they would sprinkle in Sulu and Chekhov when they needed to, and Uhura to spice things up. But those main characters, Scotty, Spock, McCoy, Captain James T. Kirk, or Japton James T. Kirk. Kark.
I can't see. I don't know what reading glasses.
I can't see so good. Hold on.
Episode number.
We're gonna IMDb
Damn it.
shits.
Oh, that's why I should have went.
Oh shit, I don't have IMDb.
I Googled it. How many episodes of Star Trek? 79.
Dude, that's 79 hours of, it was on regular TV, so let's call it 43 minutes an episode. Okay. But still, dude, that's...
Safely say 75
But let's say it's 50 hours.
Say 70 hours.
So 70. Dude, those characters are like, legitimately, like, they're intricate. We were talking about with the other show. You've kind of languished in those characters, and you get what their motivations are, and they did the same thing with the Next Generation.
Well, yeah, I guess I mean, yeah, the characters I would be able to tell you what they would do in a given situation, which means that the characters got some level of realism to me, or I at least identify with the character in some way. But
and that's where TV gets more intimate, right? They're in your house, and you're with them like weekly, daily, whatever, and you really know these people like you really know them. We think we know what Han Solo would do, but we only know six hours of what Han Solo might do.
I was talking to my friend about which episode was it? I think Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
Force Awakens is when Han Solo gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, spoilers. Sorry.
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah,
but you know what? I think that's past. So Kylo Ren was going around with that planet killer, right?
Star Killer base. I don't know if he was going around, but okay.
Didn't he destroy 3 planets? Or 2?
No.
How many did he destroy in the movie?
He destroyed the entire heart of the Republic, didn't he? Maybe that was where the Senate was.
He blew up several planets.
I thought you're right. It was a few, though. Yeah, it wasn't.
I think it was about 4. I want to say like around 4.
That Death Star hit like multiple planets.
Right. So I think he hit like 4, maybe 5 planets. So let's call it 4. 4 planets of people. And Leia says to Han, "There's still good in him."
Yes. Well,
and I was thinking, like, yeah, you're right. You know, but then you're making a case for Luke. Like Luke saw that.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I think that goes in a whole different direction. But it's true. Like he just how many people that he destroyed 5 planets.
Yeah. No, he destroyed the heart of civilization. Yes.
5 planets were.
Yeah. They looked up and they were like,
he didn't shoot up the neighborhood.
No.
He didn't.
Well, parents make excuses for their kids, no matter what horrific thing they do, I guess.
Yeah, but he blew up 5
He really
planets.
is a nice boy.
4 planets in.
Kylo's
after the first planet, maybe. Okay. But then the second one.
He did it all at once. Maybe he did what if he regretted it like immediately after he did it? Because he did 5 at once. It wasn't like he did 1 and he went back and did a second, right?
So, as a parent, you assume that he was just like mopping the floor and stuff.
No, he was trying something out on an epic scale, and then he decided he didn't like it anymore. So he's okay though. He's kind of fine now. He doesn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
I don't know.
You sound like an apologist.
A little bit.
He didn't mean it. No, he didn't know what he was doing, and you know what? He didn't like it when he did it. So it's okay.
Okay.
But he killed 5 planets at once.
At once.
Yeah. But only the one time.
Yeah, just once. Just that one time.
He's sorry, though.
So when are we going to do the Rocky episode?
So one of the things I was thinking about when we do these episodes, whether it's Star Wars or Rocky, is we both have to commit to reviewing the content before we sit down.
Of course.
You've got to watch every Rocky movie again.
Everyone? No, I want to just do... We can't do everyone.
But I think we need to talk about Rocky holistically. And that's from Rocky 1 through Creed 2.
Oh, Jesus.
It really... You haven't seen either Creeds yet, have you?
No.
You gotta see...
It's on my list. Every time I sit down, I have 2 hours. It's like, oh, Lee, we have 2 hours to go watch a movie. What do you want to watch? I don't know. Do you remember, what was that movie we wanted to see?
But that's why...
John McQueen 2?
We're gonna watch Cars.
John Wick. Did we see John Wick? I think we saw John Wick. Is that the one with Keanu Reeves?
Then you're halfway through this.
Yeah, right. No, I have an hour and 45 minutes to eat now. To watch TV. And that's what happens.
All right. It seems very stressful.
Yeah, so I have a list in like 6 different places, and I always forget. The pressures are too high. But do you want me to sit down and watch Rocky?
I think
through Rocky 6, right?
Well, I think the same thing with Star Wars, too. If we do Star Wars shows, we're talking about 3 shows. We do the original series, then the prequels, then the sequels. In depth, but I think to do a good deep dive, watching the content.
We have to watch content, but
yeah. I can do it.
It's got to be like more than like one. We want to do one show on the original series.
No. I think
that you could do a show on each one.
Oh,
easily.
I would rather. Once again, holistically, we look at it.
You want to do holistically?
We look at the whole sequel
Okay.
Original trilogy,
So
prequels, and then
overall stories of each each story arc.
and we can slide in some of the like Solo and like
Solo was good.
And Rogue One should be a part of.
Maybe a little. No,
you saw Solo.
So. Yeah,
you liked it.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I spoke. Oh, that's right. I told my other friend.
Oh, you're cheating on me.
Yes, I am. I was talking to my other friend.
Oh, dirty.
My other friend. It's like I have two.
You can't have two friends. What the fuck's wrong with you? It's one friend.
You and my other friend. We were talking about that I saw Solo because he wanted me to see it too, and he was looking for my opinion for which I'm still not sure. I feel like there's a story behind her. Well, should I say spoilers again?
Yeah. I mean, but it's an old movie. But
yeah, it's just spoilers.
Spoilers.
It doesn't really spoil how the movie ends. It just happens at the end.
This is the part I wanted to hear. The culmination of the...
Oh, you wanted to hear this too?
I want to hear this, yes.
Well, because... I don't know, it turned out to be uneventful. Because, alright, so it's Darth Maul, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But did you say, what the fuck? Didn't Darth Maul get cut in half?
No, because this is before. Darth Maul was alive at that point.
That movie happens.
Right.
Well, okay, so Darth Maul died when? In The Phantom Menace, right?
Yes.
Okay. Han Solo was not as old as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Obi-Wan Kenobi was probably, in his late 20s when they killed Darth Maul. When they met Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi was...
I didn't think of comparing Han Solo to Obi-Wan.
But you have to, though, because that's...
Well, that was the only thing I didn't do. I mean, I just pictured that he could easily... he was young. Han Solo was young when he went through that, but he wasn't young enough to be that much younger.
No, exactly.
He
was
Alec McGuinness.
Yeah, because he met Alec Guinness, and Alec Guinness was in his 60s.
Call him McGuinness.
Alec McGuinness. Fucking guy. Fucking guy. I don't know. Yeah, so it could not have been then. And I know what happened because it happened in the fucking Clone Wars cartoons and in the Rebels cartoons,
right?
Which was amazing stuff they did with the Darth Maul character. But and even then, I still don't know how he's fucking alive because he got cut in half.
Yeah, and he fell.
Yeah, and his legs legs and his upper body separated. Yeah. You saw it; it was fucking crazy. But. Yeah, so you just said, oh, well, that was just in the past.
Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. For a second, I said, wait, wouldn't he be dead? And I said, no, because this is pre the first Star Wars.
And he was also
happening before then. So yeah, Han Solo was around before then. So yeah, this is possible. But what really got me going, so that whole thing went over my head. Because I didn't make the connection that Obi-Wan is so much older.
Mm-hmm.
But who's she? So I felt like I bet you if I read the books that she's in the books somewhere.
She's not.
She's not. So
no.
She's just nobody.
No, they almost in the books they have girls like they're interchangeable, like Bond girls almost with him, which is kind of you would say it's his MO. But then I think you're around something there, which is. And I thought the same thing. I'm like, well, he has this love from his past, from his childhood, who he stuck his neck out and ends up being this fucking crime overlord or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How does he end up with Princess Leia then? Because he's like not looking to settle down, and he hasn't.
Who's ending up with Princess Leia?
Han, right? Han marries Leia and has kids, right? But not Kira. And why?
I don't know the question. What do you mean? How do you know what she did? You didn't follow her story.
Who? Kira?
Yeah.
But you know where he ends up, and why wouldn't he be with her? He was pretty clear that he wanted to be with her.
Because she left.
She left. And then what happened though?
And she went into the Darth Maul.
And he just accepted that because he's the guy who went fucking back.
Accepted it. He has no clue.
But he went back to Corellia to save her after.
Right, but he didn't even know. He didn't know that was going on. He was with the other guy, and I loved that was one of the things like if Ron Howard was in the room when I was watching it, I would have given him a little punch in the arm, like good job.
Yeah. When
he shoots first.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Well, yeah, and
he was just about to say something right in his chest, killed him, and I was like, yes, Solo shoots first, but while that was going on, she was talking to Darth Maul, and the ship closed up and took off. But she's just looking up like, what the fuck? She just left.
But she wasn't dead. Yeah, the story wasn't over. He knows she's not dead and that she went away. I just don't believe he would accept that as like a fucking answer, you know? He would go after her.
Maybe he does.
But that's what I'm saying.
Maybe that's how he gets in trouble with Jabba the Hutt.
And exactly. That's what everybody's saying is there's a second movie there that we don't know if they'll get to because of everything that happened, which is...
Right. I think it was a good movie, I thought.
No, it was very well done. And if you look at that Beckett character that Woody Harrelson plays, he's looking up to him, and he picks up all these little things with him because Beckett uses like, you know, scruffy-looking nerf herder. He uses like, you know, you look strong enough to pull the ears off a Gundar. You know, he was using like colloquialisms like that.
Right.
Or the guns that he uses, or just his mannerisms in running his crew. It was interesting. And it comes across as like a heist movie, right? It's not just a Star Wars movie.
It's like a little mini crime movie.
And that's all the Marvel things that they do that make it so good, is that it's like we talked about before. It's not just Spider-Man. It's like a fucking teen comedy.
Right.
But it just happens to have Spider-Man in it. So it's like you have these layers of things that you can do. It's a fucking heist movie. Same thing. Rogue One worked well because it's a fucking military movie. It's a military drama, right? It's an operational movie. They're going to it's Force 10 from Navarone. It's fucking The Dirty Dozen. It's fucking
it's about almost like you would say like winning, even though you lose, but you kind of still win.
Yeah, because the goal is achieved, even though everybody dies, right?
Right. Yeah. So that was a good movie. Yeah, I'm like freaking shot. Yeah. I'm out of it. I'm sorry. I don't even know how long we've been recording. Yeah, we did about 2 hours role playing too. I think.
Oh, did it go long?
Yeah. Wow. Because I think we might have been longer because we were doing I think over an hour when I noticed the battery getting low, and then I changed it. Then we did an hour.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We're giving it back. We're giving back for what we got to
get a little bit better on our schedule, but we're not going anywhere. We're here. We're going to keep doing this.
We'll prod along
until they kick us off.
Exactly.
So where do they follow us again? Doomsday Doopy on Twitter, right? DoomsdayDoopy.com, the website. Drop us a line, email, doomsdaydoopydoo@gmail.com, and leave a review. Tell a friend.
Rate us 5 stars.
Yeah, and then you said say we're from Saudi Arabia.
And write a review and say
there's somebody from Saudi Arabia. I don't know if we talked about it in this show, did we?
We did, yeah.
We did. Yeah.
We did.
Saudi Arabia.
You were confused.
Denmark.
You did joke of saying you're from Saudi Arabia even though you're not, because then I would know that you listen to the show.
That's right. Got it.
All right. It's like a little wrap up. We're making a little.
Yes, we got it all lined up. All right, fellas and ladies, people, dudes, dudettes,
poly people,
polys. Talk to you guys soon, right? We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for
Wasabi peas, shims.